Moving it to local investors now. Let's say I'm new to the game. I want to get started. I have some funds lined up. Would you suggest jumping into multifamily right off the bat? Or would you say, is it good to get your feet wet with, hey, I'm going to get a duplex, make sure I can handle this, and then, scale up over a 2-3 year period? Do you have an opinion on the best way to get started?
Yeah, I mean, a great way for anybody, especially if you don't have a lot of money, is, this, I'm sure you guys talk about it, it's this idea of house hacking where, you get a two flat, you can get some FHA financing, and you don't have to put as much money into it, but you can still learn the basics of being a landlord. You can still learn what it's like dealing with at least one tenant, that sort of thing. I mean, I'm a multifamily guy. It's all we do all day is larger buildings. So I like the idea of economy of scale where, you have more units. So you're not 100% vacant if your tenant moves out and you can't find somebody for 6 months, like you would be in a two flat or in a single family house. Whereas if you are able to jump off and get a 6 flat or 32 unit building or something like that, you're dealing with just, you don't have to worry quite as much about that vacancy factor. That being said, there's a learning curve to that as well. And it's there's more logistics that go into dealing with 32 units than dealing with 1 or 2 units. So I can see it from both ends of the spectrum, but I would say if it's somebody that has the time to really invest into the building, going bigger, a little bit bigger at the beginning is not a bad idea. But if it's somebody where you're working a full-time job and you're doing something else, do a house hack, go in there, get 2 or 3 units, and, start small and build up from there. One of our biggest investors, best client probably, started with a 3 flat in Washington Park, and we've turned that 3 flat into a $30 million portfolio that we sold for them, and then they bought a bunch of buildings back, and now they're probably close to $100 million portfolio off of a 3 flat in Washington Park. So it's good to build up.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so many people look at like, well, how will I ever get to 100 million? Like, right. Or whatever the number is. And it's like, well, it's one step at a time, man. It's one bite at a time to get to get that final result. So that's great to hear, with patience, with dedication, with the self-discipline, people out there doing that.
Yeah, definitely.